Welcome back, everyone, to another Hearts of 4 mod spotlight, blah 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 blah. This time, we're gonna take a look at Hearts of Oak, which is an overhaul that just released on the Steam Workshop, and this is a total blinder for me. I've never seen this before, and ooh, demonetization symbols. That's great. Yeah, this is a total overhaul for vanilla. Interesting looking map. Let's see. Oh, there's actually a lot more modifiers, as you can see. What I'm getting as a vibe from like the description on the workshop and some of the things is that this kind of looks like, kind of looks a little bit like a bit of a Black Ice Light, but we're gonna see. So there's obviously all this stuff. That's normal. Wait, paper drops allowed? That's hilarious. Maximum fort level. Alright. Then we just have all of the AI behaviors, game setup. Alright, so this is just normal. Nothing new here. Let's load in as Italy, I guess, because they've got a war going at the start, so we're gonna get to check out some combat too. Looks like the terrain isn't working all that well with the graphics mod they've got, but we're gonna see. It doesn't look that great from the start, at least in terms of like the graphics. But yeah, that's just because I've got other mods enabled. So do not take this as a as something about the actual overhaul itself. Alright, if it ever loads, I can actually speak. Okay, so here we are. Ooh. Okay. Now, I definitely don't have any mods for counters. This is 100% the mods, and I gotta say I do not like this at all. Because it is relatively smart how they're stacking these different units in together with each other. Also, light infantry, I think. But, okay, so there's a little tiny number over here that you cannot probably see because it is very, like, I don't know, glitched into. Like, I think it's supposed to be in another place, but it's not working correctly. And also, like, stacking these up together with each other, it's like, okay, you're doing that, but you're missing part of the counter. It's taking up less space. The other mods that make counters bigger do take up a lot of space on the UI because the counters stacking up against each other are, like, really difficult to otherwise distinguish, so you need to stack them on top of each other and it takes a lot of space. However, here they're doing the opposite, and now you cannot see, like, a lot of stats about this unit. You cannot even see it's a mountain division because the mountain symbol is covered by the garrison. Anyway, this aside, okay, so let us check out everything in order. So, from the political screen to the right side, as I usually do. Alright, so this is stuff that we're going to get to in a bit. It looks like they have new national spirits. Let's see, is it only for the majors? So you do have some disjointed government. No, this is just the same. This is just the same. What about you? German steel barons. Okay, that's new. Poland doesn't have any spirits. You have, yeah, you do have the focus tree. Czechoslovakia has the normal stuff. Okay, so it looks like basically everyone lacking meritocracy. Looks like basically everyone but a few majors is mostly in the same starting position. Ooh, the situation is stable. Island hopping mechanic. For each of the island taken over, the enemy will have a malice while we gain a bonus and vice versa. Guam, Midway, Wake Island, Hawaii, Palau, Iwo Jima, Saipan, Okinawa, and Taiwan. Oh wow. Okay, so it looks like the Pacific War has a unique mechanic. How interesting. Yeah, so that's that. China, you're basically the same. Actually, it's a lot worse. What? Why? I don't understand. Oh well, we're gonna check that out later. So we've got foreign territory, Austria, South Tyrol, Greece, Dodecanese, Kingdom of Libya, Eritrean Kingdom, Somali Sultanate, Yugoslavia, Republic of Slovenia. So this is just normal stuff. This is all the normal stuff. Okay, mobilization laws all the same. Actually, wait, are the stats different? Yeah, they sort of are. This increases factory output. And research speed. Holy hell. Okay. Oh wow. It's actually a lot better. Even better. Like, even total mobilization, only -1 recruitable population? Are you sure about this? Because why wouldn't you go for total mobilization then? It's only -1% recruitable population, and it gives you 1,000,000 bonuses. Okay, guess that's overpowered. It's balanced though, not mechanics. Exports, the same. What about conscription? Oh wow, conscription is more powerful, but it gives you more malices. So extensive conscription already decreases output, but it gives you 7% recruitable population, which is a lot. Not sure how historically accurate that's supposed to be. Okay, new advisors, that's good. I see that some of them are like unique. So that's good. Oh wow, holy shit. Compassionate Gentleman, advisor cost -25%. Not exactly the best thing ever. The Demagogue person also gives you other bonuses, so that's good. And you do not have, like, I don't know, a Democratic Reformer, so you cannot switch ideologies in a mod, it seems. Okay. Wait. Aviation research. Oh, okay. So it looks like the theorists are only... Yeah, it looks like the theorists are only, like, army people, whereas everyone else is sent into the... Yeah, everyone else is sent into the appropriate category. So you're gonna have to choose between either a theorist or a company. Alright. I guess that gives him more flexibility in the late game or something. I don't know. Armaments organizer. Yeah, this is all normal. Wait. Research and theory. Okay, I see. So they've separated research from production. Yay! Not 100% on this, but I kind of like the idea. Gives you more specialization, which is obviously pretty good. Military staff. Looks like it's about the same. Yeah, that's about the same. Okay. I definitely enjoy the separating the production from the research and theory. It's definitely a vibe from like Hearts of Iron 3 with practicals and theoreticals, which, you know, was a whole world in and of its own. Events and decisions. I definitely enjoy those images. It seems like it's mostly the same. Yeah, it's mostly the same decisions that you're used to. But with the decisions, it does give you quite a lot of, like, I don't know, you could say immersion. Emergency fighter production. Ooh, okay. So, has the... Oh, you need to be United Kingdom to do that, though. Okay. So, the United Kingdom gets that, for some reason everyone else can see it. Okay. Mod guide. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm gonna take a look at that later. Massive propaganda investment. Nice. Butter, not guns. So that's just basically promises of peace. Declaration of neutrality. Shouldn't that give you the neutrality bonus or neutrality modifier? I don't know. Anti-neutral raids, anti-democratic raids, so that's just the raids. Subsidies for the arms industry. So that's just, yeah, increased factory shifts. Oh wow, holy shit. Production efficiency growth, plus 30%. Prioritize machine tools. Oh shoot! That's a lot of land forts. That is a lot of land forts. In random areas, too. Civilian factory use 10 for 90 days. Wow. Apparently the coastal defenses don't work. 5 building slots. Holy shit, they've definitely upped those things. Yeah, okay, here we go. Realize Roman ambitions and Albanian occupation. Right. So it looks like they've added both country-specific decisions and general ones, and they've changed around existing ones. Anyway, Hard to Vote Guide. Welcome to the mod. Choose one of the 4 options to have a brief explanation of the area. This mod is too big to squeeze everything inside a news event, but I made sure to put all the important information to the drawing. Production. Everything is more expensive, requires more resources than vanilla, however combat losses are still high, so make sure not to waste equipment. Okay, so that's probably why the AI has all those modifiers with increased difficulty, just to make up for that, because we all know how the AI is wasteful. Many battalions require 2 types of equipment, not having enough will have a negative effect on revision, alright. Many mods that add extra equipment do not give statistics, so not having them is actually meaningless. Oh, okay, sure. The number of factories is much greater than in vanilla. This allows to distribute them more accurately in production. Oh, yeah, we actually start with 111 as Italy. Whereas Germany starts with 100 each, Soviet Union with 80 each. France still lagging behind on the military industry. Wow, that's honestly just so weird. I still don't understand why France is so, like, underrated in most of these mods, because their military industry was really good. Whatever. United Kingdom. Are you kidding me? How's the United Kingdom weaker than Germany at the start? Me no understand though. United States of America, let us see. Yeah, look at that civilian industry. So it's definitely not scaled like to historical sizes. Like apparently China has the same military industry as France, which yeah, let us say that that's not the case IRL, but whatever. So I understand what they're trying to do. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, now I need to. Alright. Yeah, now I need to do this. Technologies. So several countries have a unique armor and/or air tree. So this is a bit like black ice, as I said. Statistics are the same for any equipment in the same year. However, unique trees have equipment in different years, giving nations an advantage or disadvantage over the others. Okay, I actually like this more than what black ice does, because black ice gives a unique tree with both statistics and times that are, you know, off. So you have some nations, Germany, that sometimes get really, really good stuff really, really early on, and you have some nations, the fucking USA, that have to work, you know, harder to get shittier stuff. The number of models has been increased to nerf tech rushing. Now you won't be able to have the best models in the game in 1938, 1939, like Fire to Free Russian Vanilla. Okay, makes sense. Many techs have tooltips. Please read them to have a complete idea of their effects. Alright. Like, for example, diesel engines. That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, like, you know, it's better to read the tooltip, but diesel engine. Alright, so it gives you some idea of what you're doing, but I don't know, I could see what's going on here too. So I don't know. Let us see. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could. Huh, I like how motorized rocket artillery is different from normal rocket artillery. How interesting. I don't know, I feel like... Ooh. Holy shit. That's a lot of stuff. Anyway, we're gonna check the tech tree out later. Main menu, combat. So combat width is 120 plus 60 from each additional attack. 30 width are the most efficient. Okay, so that's probably meant to be representing more historical division sizes, right? If I'm gonna guess. It's like, look, this is 18, but this is a relatively small division by historical sizes. Whereas if we take a look at the infantry, oh wow, okay. Yeah, this is because it's Italian, so it's retarded, but I see what they're going for. So this is like 20, right? But this is a 10k manpower division, whereas people at the start of the war generally had 15k manpower division, so an additional third. If equipped HQ company, 220 width divisions have much more org than 140 width. The latter, though, will still deal more damage due to the game mechanics. Yeah, of course. Air combat is much more lethal, however, a difference in numbers is less important than the quality of the planes. Okay. So, looks like that's meant for, like, certain countries. SS and Red Guard battalions are better in every way to their counterparts, but they're more expensive and use Special Forces cap. Alright, so better infantry uses Special Forces cap. Wonder if that's the same thing for the... Because here it says there's Camiceneri, which are black shirts, which are kind of like Italian paramilitaries. I wonder if they are, like, better or worse than normal infantry. 22, 8.4, 10, 21, 6.7, 8. Okay, so they're worse. Okay, so they're just lighted. Non-motorized units' speed is dependent on horses. The only exceptions are marines and paras, special equipment, and bicycles, support equipment. Really? Dependent on horses. Alright, so you need horses to move normal infantry divisions, because if they don't have horses, then they can't pack their shit up. Okay. So you still need to produce some kind of mobility thing, right? Because I'm probably gonna need to produce horses. Whatever. Apparently horses require steel. Steel horses. Alright, that makes motorized a heck of a lot better, to be honest. Main menu. So theaters is the last thing. So theaters of operation. So Germany versus the USSR. Germany can declare war via decision. The Germans will have a time-limited bonus, whereas the Soviets get malices progressively removed by a decision or event. The USSR can launch a winter offensive via decision, whereas the Germans can in summer. Sino-Japanese War. When China reaches 50% surrender progress, a truce will be signed, giving Japan the Chinese coastline. Japan can declare war again via decision after Danzig. China can in 1940. I don't like that. I really don't like that at all, but whatever. I get what they're trying to do, because, like, historically, the war didn't, like, there was no truce, no official, like, truce, but it did kind of stalemate out at some point, while Hearts of Iron 4 doesn't really, like, simulate stalemates all that well, so whatever. Island hopping mechanic over Japan or USA, to read the description. Yeah, we've seen the island hopping too, but not sure. Pacific country capitulation. If the British Far East, Australia, Dutch, East Indies, or Philippines capitulate to the Japanese, the US will get a malice against the European Axis. This was done along with island hopping to force the US to fight Japan. Okay. Interesting. Does the AI know about this? I have no idea. So yeah, that's the end of that. I'm still relatively confused by some of these things, but I get it. Let's take a look at the tech tree. Yeah, okay, so this is relatively normal, except it goes on a little bit longer. I mean, I like how the infantry equipment also shows, like, the uniforms and stuff, because, you know, yeah, it's just throwing everything in together. Definitely better than the black ice, you know, idea of let's produce boots separately. Radio equipment. Alright, that makes sense, because obviously the headquarters need that. Horses and field equipment. Enables the horse equipment. Alright, so that's helmets, which actually does kind of make sense for infantry to get bonuses from field equipment. Although it's kind of weird, because it says, like, uniforms, helmets, and kit required by the troops, but the kit is also over here. Of course. Anyway, camouflage uniforms. Very good. Infantry anti-tank. Oh wow, those are some strong techs. It's interesting how, like, some of these get upgraded to equipment that you have to produce, but like, for example, infantry anti-tank, you don't have to produce it. I feel like what they could have done for such big bonuses to piercing and heart attack is that they could have made, like, you know, made it give a malus to infantry equipment production to represent that, you know, you're also producing the infantry anti-tank as well as, you know, the normal rifles. I don't know. Entrenchment tools. Apparently better shovels makes people dig in deeper. I don't know. I don't understand. Planes used to transport troops on airdrop mission. Oh, you can't just build transport planes. Can you? No. To build transport planes, you need to research the paratrooper 1, which is the transport plane. Alright. Special equipment. Ooh, so do special forces use special equipment? It's all special! Yeah, they do use special equipment. Holy shit, they use so much equipment. They use Pak Artillery, infantry equipment, radios, special equipment, horses and field equipment, transport vehicles. Transport vehicles? As headquarters use transport vehicles, okay. And support equipment. Alright, definitely more realistic. Not sure if more accurate for the AI, you know. Like, not accurate, but more appropriate for the AI. Marines, mountaineers. Okay, so no, like, random other types of special forces, which I guess I'm fine with. There's just too many types. Looks like the radio doesn't... Okay, so field hospitals, logistics companies, and... Are we missing one? Engineer, recon, military police, maintenance, field hospitals, logistics, signal. For free. We're missing one company, but I can't for the life of me remember which one is it. But yeah, it looks like only the signal company requires the radio, while everyone else doesn't. Okay. So that's just normal stuff. Looks like... Okay, so there's Pak Artillery, which I'm guessing uses horses, right? Okay, so it's just mountain artillery. Okay, right. So that's mountain artillery, aka light artillery. Normal artillery and heavy artillery. Okay, and the text for the medium artillery gives it to light artillery units. Light artillery units, light SPGs, and medium assault guns. Okay, so the techs do kind of benefit the other things as well, not just the line itself. That's good. Huh, and it's actually the later techs that have effects on other unit types, so that's pretty good. So yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm not really a big fan of like separating the heavy artillery and the normal artillery, but whatever. Actually, does it have an okay, so yeah, but if you're not telling me the movement speed penalty, oh no, you are. Movement minus 10%, movement minus 20%. Okay, then it makes a little bit of sense because the heavy artillery decreases movement, so it's a bit like Hearts of Iron 2. Rocket artillery, motorized rocket artillery. Alright, so that's all the normal stuff. We do not really need anything else. Anti-tanks. Okay. AA guns. What are the stats for AA guns? Oh, you do provide the piercing here as well. Interesting. Yeah, that makes AA guns pretty damn good. Anyway, then you have Axis tanks. Okay, so that's Axis apparently, not just Italian, just Axis. Ha, Panther at the end. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure how to compare this to other trees because I don't know. But you do get to, oh wow, you do get to research medium tanks from 37 without having researched any light tanks before that. So like, wow, like as Italy, I could just rush to... Where is it? No, looks like you cannot rush to like tank research. But yeah, you get the idea. Like, okay, no, right. Innovative theories. Gains a motorized infantry. Yeah, it goes all the way down to armor effort. But yeah, like you get the idea. Like I could get that tank and get production on that very, very quickly. But whatever, that's fine. Looks like there's also assault guns. Okay, so instead of like cluttering the unit research tab, they have decided to make them separate, which is, I guess, relatively fine. Still kind of derpy how assault guns are separate from like both tank destroyers and SPGs. I feel like they still could somehow make things a little bit better in that regard. There's also engine tech for tanks and riveted armor, cast armor. Alright, so that's pretty standard. The production of tanks and their variants will increase by 5%. Okay, I see. Welded armor, armored skirts. Oh wow, armored skirts in 1943, 1944. I'm pretty sure people were using that from before that. Whatever, from like 1942. But that's fine. I guess that's like integrated instead of just improvised, but whatever. Diesel engines or petrol engines, so that also affects fuel usage, which we can see. Okay, so petrol uses more fuel. Tanks and armor variants, reliability plus 5%, maximum speed. Oh, okay, so diesels are more reliable, petrol is faster. Okay, makes sense. From my limited knowledge of how engines work, I think that's how it's supposed to work. Improved suspensions for movement in terrain, wide tracks for movement in terrain, very good. You know, I wonder if like the Soviets get this earlier, because, you know, they did use this earlier. And improved transmission. Yeah, alright. This all makes sense. This is running very long, by the way, because it's a big mod. I'm definitely gonna play this, though. It's definitely intriguing me. Oh, okay, so amphibious tractors are now, or M-tracks are now part of the half-tracks line. Okay, so that's with mechanized infantry. Makes a lot of sense, TBH. What about amphibious tanks, though? What about M-tanks? Assault guns. Really, no, they just removed amphibious tanks. Yeah, M-track battalions, improved amphibious tractors. Aw, that makes me sad. That really does make me sad. Anyway, there's also armored cars, because I guess Land Doctrine seem to be the same. Maybe they're rebalanced. I don't have time. Well, I guess I do have time to look into that. But I don't know things by heart in Hearts of Iron 4 because I'm not a nerd, so yeah, I don't remember. Oh, but that's definitely different, because that's normally max planning plus 1 million, whereas here it's just organization and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so it looks like they did rebalance some things. Alright, whatever. I wonder if tactics are rebalanced anyway, but that's fine. Naval, probably it's the same as normal game. Yeah, it's the same. Although, armor piercing shells, are those in the normal game? Not sure. Not sure, who cares? Alright, Naval Doctrines, who cares? Aircraft, so that's also the other place where there's unique trees. So, okay, strategic bombers, frames, drop tanks, fuel injection. Really good work on the art, by the way. Plane cannons. Okay, I see. Ha! Fire bombs improve strategic bombing? Of course. Plane rockets, ground attack. Sure. Why the hell not? Okay, heavy fighters, air support, and naval bombers. Oh, okay. I see. So the normal naval bombers look to be heavy naval bombers, while the plane naval bombers are still variants of it, but they're definitely small torpedo bombers. So is there any like significant difference in attack between these? No, they look to be basically the same plane. I feel like they could have made a bit of differentiation here, because definitely the land-based naval bombers used in the war were bigger. And so, you know, there were definitely a lot different airplanes. But that's fine. Looks like there's no jets. I don't see any jets, but maybe that's like in some special part of the tree. There are jet engines. That's definitely not a jet fighter. And there's definitely no jet aircraft over here, so maybe only certain countries can research jets. Okay, sure. Support companies' radios. Okay, so the affected battalions, so support battalions, will require radios. Thus, this will increase their organization recovery rate if the divisions have the equipment. The affected units will require 2 radio sets per battalion. Okay. Infantry radios, so now infantry requires radios. And then artillery radios, so artillery requires radios, and they get those really good modifiers, although here it looks like... okay, it's saying organization and recovery rate. But it's saying the same thing here as well. Oh, but this is just a effect. It just gives everything. Alright. It gives it to everyone. Recon Radio, so okay, so this is all like expanding the usage of radios in your military, which makes a lot more sense than just having normal radio. I like that. Night fighters, okay. Then you have the fire control systems, which are normal. Oh, and we saw the rockets, alright, they're pretty much the same thing. The rockets are the same. Industry, yeah, normal. Basic worker skills. Okay, that's new. Improved machine tools. Less machine tool tech. Still the concentrated versus dispersed without really any... yeah, without any, like, modifiers. There's also the quality management, though. Modern factory management. This tech can only be researched out after Germany is at war with the UK. Once researched, it will not be possible to switch to quantity. Okay, so yes, obviously this is a mutual decision. However, mutually exclusive. Sorry, decision. However, you cannot switch it around. Okay. So the hold on now. Okay, so quality will increase plus 4% to everything. But it makes everything 10% more expensive, as I saw. Yeah. Whereas quantity makes everything 10% less expensive, but it also decreases everything by 4%. I mean, 10% versus 4%. Who are you kidding? Unless you just don't have manpower, you're probably gonna want to go for the quantity. Or you just have a million factories, like, I don't know, America or something. Pure refining, okay, so that's normal. Everything normal. Okay, so that's the tech. Diplomacy, it's probably the same. Yeah, it's the same. Trade. I don't know things by heart, but do you have more resources? Normal China doesn't, for example. India does. Africa kinda does, but that might just be man the guns. I don't remember exactly. I just don't remember. Okay, so fine. Also, fuel looks like it's gaining slower because it's gonna take over 5 years to fill up our fuel stores. So it looks like there's more storage cap. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the numbers that much in the normal game, so can't really tell you. Obviously, because there's more factories, they have increased the number of slots in a region. So, like, for example, it goes up to 50. But that's just because the production the way the production works is different. So it's not that you actually have more factories, it's that it takes more factories to produce the same amount of stuff. So that's just normal. So yeah, obviously this is the production screen. Relatively cluttered. At the same time though, I feel like it works. Like I see what's going on. And you can't really make it easier because of all the things. Also, wow, apparently radios require chromium. That's gonna make chromium really, really annoying. Because it's like, oh, you know, you're not near, like, fucking Greece or Turkey? Screw you, then. That's pretty much what they're telling people. Although they have added some chromium, I think, in some places. Like, I don't remember some of this chromium being where they're putting it. But fine. I guess chromium is important if you don't want tanks now, or heavy tanks. Okay. Special equipment, man, it requires everything. So yeah, definitely forcing you to go for different resources. The Vision Designer looks great. Motorized logistics company. So you do have a lot of different things to play with. I can't really think right now, so I'm not gonna sit around and like analyze numbers or anything like that. You do have the combat with stuff, okay, artillery. You do have the special infantry, special forces. So like I said, the Commissionere do not require special forces cap. Well, maybe the SS does. Still pisses me off how the SS is better than normal stuff. Who cares? Right, you have garrisons. Any new other? No, nothing you wouldn't expect. Like tank battalion. Perhaps when you start to research more things, you're gonna have more things. Like yeah, obviously armored cars battalion, which is apparently mobile battalions, which is now different from armor. Oh no, it was always different. Okay. Motorized artillery. Okay, so that's just motorized heavy artillery. Okay. So this all makes sense. All makes sense. Okay. So that was recruiting. And then you have the logistics screen, obviously, which is supposed to take in everything there. So let us actually see. Oh, I like this because look at this. They're consuming fuel. The infantry is consuming fuel because they have, where is it? Transport vehicles. 20 transport vehicles. And maybe horses consume fuel too? Not sure. What's actually requiring the horses though? Is it the infantry? Yeah, horses. Do you use fuel? No, you do not use fuel. But yeah, if you want to have HQs, which is probably pretty good, yeah, because there's some good stuff in there. So if you do have that, you're gonna require transport vehicles, which means that you're gonna require fuel for all of your units. Okay, I see. No new generals over here. Oh wow. Actually start with 2 tanks down here. Holy sh... That's a huge ass division. 26, well, no, it's actually not. Okay. So let us see a little bit of combat, and then we're gonna take a look at some of the other unique tech trees. And I'm gonna get to play more with this later. Anything new here? Doesn't look like it. Alright, let us see. Oh, also there's focus trees, which is kind of nice, but we don't really have time to take a look at that. Let's see how the combat is. Oh, everyone has way bigger attack. As he said, it is more deadly. Alright. Definitely interesting to see. Let's see the speed. How fast will my fast divisions be? Actually, how fast are they? Max speed 1 kilometer. What of the base? Okay, it's base 4.5, so actually cavalry isn't really that fast. Infantry does take a while to move. Yeah, because they haven't gone there yet. And the cavalry is definitely a lot faster. Yeah, look at that, just absolutely smashing them. Holy shit, really heavily decreasing that strength. Yeah, combat is more deadly. Damn. Damn. Combat is a lot more deadly. Alright. Poor Ethiopia. They wouldn't stand a chance. Okay, so that's the combat. And, ooh. Yeah, fuel usage. Keeping an army running is expensive. Because look at that. Just by moving around with, like, cavalry divisions, you're expending that fuel quite heavily. Okay, so you're gonna have to keep a lot of, you know, strategic factors into account when you actually fight. Now let us check out, like, the nation specifics. So there's a new focus tree for Italy. Yeah, proclaim the empire. Obviously, Regio Esercito, of course. Alpini, Legacy of Arditi. This honestly looks really, really cool. However, I don't have time to take a look at it. Honestly, it looks really, really cool, but, you know, other than looking, I can't sit here for that long because it's running way too long already. Okay, let us see Germany. What about the tech tree? Can you, like, build jets? Yes, you can. Okay. What of your tanks? You actually start with medium tanks, researched in 1936. Okay. What of the Soviets? What about your aircraft? You do not have aircraft. Or you do not have, like, advanced aircraft. Okay, sure, whatever. Your tanks, you cannot get the T-28 until later. Okay, so it looks like the medium tank at 1937 is pretty much standard. So medium tanks, gonna be more important. Your light tanks and earlier. And wow, you have to wait until 1941 to get the T-34? Oh. Even though it was a 1940 tank. But whatever. And everything looks really cool. Alright, but you get to KV1 at 39, whereas... like the Germans get... yeah, they don't get heavy tanks until... like much later. Okay, I see. So they're trying to balance that as well as making it a little bit more historically accurate. What are your focus tree Germany? Doesn't look as cool as the Italian one. Interesting. But we're going to take a look at this in a little bit more detail in another time. So thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.